For decades, China-Japan relations have remained a tangled mix of economic interdependence, strategic rivalry, and historical wounds that have never fully healed. But in recent years, East Asia has been undergoing such rapid geopolitical shifts that even Western powers are growing anxious. Taiwan has become the focal point of attention, and every diplomatic visit or military drill has the potential to ignite tensions. Standing on opposite ends of the regional chessboard, China is determined to reunify Taiwan at any cost, while Japan considers any Chinese control over the island a red line that directly threatens its national security. This situation raises a chilling question for the entire world. If China and Japan were to truly clash militarily, what would happen? Who holds the advantage? Who is at a disadvantage? And could the world be pushed toward its largest war since World War I? Before examining the balance of power, it's important to understand that a China-Japan confrontation would not be a simple bilateral conflict. It would be a struggle between an ambitious rising power seeking to reshape the regional order and one of America's most critical allies in the Indo-Pacific alliance network. In this context, every weapons comparison and military exercise carries strategic weight far beyond the territories of the two countries. In recent years, China has transformed itself into a military powerhouse geared toward fast strikes, long-range strikes, and preemptive strikes. Beijing has heavily invested in ballistic missiles, aircraft carriers, stealth fighters, and a massive fleet of newly built warships, at a scale not seen since the Cold War. Japan, on the other hand, despite its constitution, has built one of the most technologically advanced self-defense forces in the world. If China leans on quantity and range, Japan excels in precision, defense systems, and high-level integration with its allies. By 2025, China possesses around 2.2 million active duty troops, the largest standing force in Asia, only behind India and roughly equal to the United States in total manpower. Reserve forces, paramilitary units, and the maritime militia make this number even more formidable. Such a massive force allows Beijing to sustain prolonged operations and deploy troops simultaneously across multiple fronts, from the Indian border to the Taiwan Strait. Compared to Japan, the gap is enormous. Tokyo maintains only about 247,000 active personnel. The number appears tiny next to China's, but Japan's forces are highly standardized, disciplined, and equipped with U.S. grade weapon systems. In terms of defense spending, China allocates around 230–240 billion USD in 2025, more than 4 times Japan's budget. This reflects not only modernization capability but also Beijing's sweeping military ambitions. Japan's defense budget, around 50 billion USD, is much smaller, but its spending focuses on quality. Many of Japan's systems rank among the world's best: F-35A/B fighters, Aegis missile defense destroyers, Maya-class warships, taigei-class submarines. Unlike China, Japan does not spread its budget across countless simultaneous programs, so its investments tend to be more efficient. In a hypothetical war, naval power would be at the center. Geography dictates that if China wants to strike Japan, it must cross the sea, and that is exactly where Japan is strongest. China currently has 3 aircraft carriers: Liaoning, Shandong, and Fujian, though only the Fujian approaches the capability of a modern carrier. Its fleet of Type 052D and Type 055 destroyers, along with more than 60 submarines, gives China the world's largest navy by numbers. It sounds overwhelming, but Japan is far from weak. Its 2 izumo-class helicopter carriers are being upgraded to operate F-35B jets, effectively turning them into full aircraft carriers. Around 40 destroyers equipped with Aegis make Japan the only country besides the U.S. with a ship-based missile defense network capable of intercepting ballistic missiles. Its 22 next-generation diesel-electric submarines are renowned for their quietness and stealth. If war erupts near Japanese waters, Japan's technological advantages could offset China's numerical superiority. The air forces would also clash fiercely. China fields more than 3,000 aircraft, including J-10 and J-16 fighters, H-6K bombers, and over 200 J-20 stealth fighters. Japan has only about 430 combat aircraft, but roughly 150 are F-35s, the most advanced stealth fighters in the world. Japan's Air Force has the advantage of superior coordination with early warning radar, satellites, and U.S.-backed communication networks. Missile capabilities, however, tilt the balance sharply toward China. The DF-21D and DF-26, dubbed carrier killers, can reach as far as Guam. China is nearly the only country deploying large-scale anti-ship ballistic missiles. Japan has only recently acquired Tomahawks and is upgrading the Type 12 missile to ranges between 900 and 1.200 kilometers. Still, Japan's missile defense shield is far superior: Aegis at sea, Patriot PAC-3 on land, and U.S. linked early warning systems make it extremely difficult for China to successfully hit strategic Japanese targets. This is the biggest obstacle to any Chinese preemptive strike. In a real conflict, the fighting would center on long-range missiles and naval combat. Ground forces would play almost no role. As Japan is an island nation, China would launch cruise and ballistic missiles from the mainland, while Japan would respond with precise strikes using F-35s, Tomahawks, and submarines. Experts believe the probability of China launching a full-scale amphibious landing on Japan is close to zero due to Japan's rugged coastline, rough seas, mountainous terrain, and dense defensive network. How would the world be affected? If China and Japan go to war, it would immediately become a global crisis. The U.S. would intervene due to treaty obligations. Australia, the UK, Canada, and some NATO countries might support Japan through logistics, intelligence, and economic measures. Russia and North Korea could side with China at least politically or through limited arms supplies. Global supply chains would be shattered, especially the semiconductor industry, centered in Japan, Taiwan, and South Korea. The world could plunge into a recession deeper than 2008. Concerns about nuclear weapons are inevitable, but the likelihood of China using nuclear arms is extremely low. It would mean direct confrontation with the U.S. Nuclear weapons would remain a deterrent, not something China would dare deploy against Japan. In the end, China is stronger in sheer firepower, missiles, and manpower. Japan is stronger in defense, precision, weapon quality, and geography. If China and Japan were to fight, it would not be a one-sided war. It would be a prolonged duel between Asia's largest missile arsenal and the region's most sophisticated defensive shield. And if this conflict truly breaks out, it could shake East Asia, wreck the global economy, and push the world into a new era of confrontation, not necessarily World War E, but certainly the greatest military crisis since the Korean War.